I have to ask you guys a question. Is there such a thing as too much redstone? Because I think we did it. Hey, what's up my fellow teammates? Welcome back to another redstone map showcase. Today, we're taking a look at an epic redstone house with over 90 redstone creations. Take a look at this, guys. This entire compound is filled with structures and it's jam-packed with redstone. This is going to be absolutely incredible just in time for Christmas. You're probably watching this on Christmas Day. If you are, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and Merry Christmas! Alright, so a few things I do have to say is that this video will be split up into two different parts. Since there's so much redstone, I can't possibly cover it all in one video. Another thing is that this map is actually created by the same guy who made the safest Minecraft Redstone House, as well as the house with over 100 redstone mechanisms. Chances are you subscribe to my channel from one of those videos, and you already know that this is going to be insanely cool, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's just go beneath the map right over here and take a look at the redstone. Oh my god, look at all the redstone. There's so much redstone down here. This looks insane. Can you imagine how long this must have taken? I think he said it took about 2 months to build. I think he started like building it right after the safest Minecraft redstone house. And as you know, that was quite some time ago. Okay, so let's go to the front gates and then enter the house and take a look at all the cool redstone. So as you can see, built for Twiistz by Seals, I believe his name is, and he's a really awesome builder. I really love him, and you guys should definitely go check out his channel in the description box down below as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and grab our key from the chest, place it onto the bottom log right over here, and it should open up our bridge and remove the lava from our lava pits. There we go, guys. How freaking insanely awesome is that? This is the entrance, so you already know it's going to be really cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and now walk over the bridge and enter the area for the house. Okay, so over here, we have one singular light that uses redstone, and you can basically turn it on and off using it, using that button right over there, and it would just go down into the ground and replace it with a regular block. Okay, so that was just one bit of redstone. It really doesn't do much, but on this side, we do have ourselves a small garden, and this garden contains a pretty epic waterfall. So basically, we come over here, hit this button for the fountain, excuse me, and this fountain is basically going to come out of the ground. It's going to push up an ice, and then that ice block is going to melt into a fountain, and then we could easily remove that fountain using the same button. So here comes the ice from the ground, which is going to form the fountain. Now the blocks are going to close up, and then a glowstone is going to come up here to melt the ice, and then the system will continuously check if the ice is melted until it actually is melted. So yeah, that's a pretty cool, neat little fountain, and I quite like it. And also, you could go ahead and turn it off and delete the water after it's done, but we won't stick around to do that because it takes forever. Alright, so let's go into the front door. Nothing too special, just some wooden doors. But right over here at the front door, we have a few controls, and the first one is going to be the control for the bridge and the lava pit, and we can essentially turn it back on using that button. We come over here and the bridge goes back into the wall, and then the lava is redispensed into our trench, and yeah, there we go. So everything is reactivated, and now no one can get into our property. Alright, so let's go back to this area and check out something else. Over here we have a lever that basically adds in a fence to the front door, and this was in the safest Minecraft Redstone house. It was pretty cool, and I quite like that feature, and adds in a bit of protection against enemies trying to break in. One thing I do want to say is that a lot of you had problems with the safest Minecraft Redstone house because you're like, oh, you can just break across, you know, the leaves over there and you can just come in. Well, guys, it's supposed to be like a role-playing thing as well as it's supposed to be in adventure mode, so technically they won't be able to break through this bit of iron bars because it won't be in survival mode. That's the whole idea. Okay, so that's basically another feature over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the house. It's pretty cool. There is some random decorations scattered around the area. We have like a regular kitchen, nothing too special. The building itself is built in a modern style. It looks pretty cool. On this side we have a dining room. We have a super advanced back door, and we're not going to go out the back door because we have some stuff under the house I want to go ahead and take a look at. We have a piano. as well as an area to kind of have our bedroom, and our bedroom is like right above us, as well as we do have some redstone in this area right over here. It's basically going to be a pop-up furnace that's going to come out of the wall, and it's going to ignite. How cool is that, guys? That's definitely pretty interesting, as well as we do have a lever over here. Yet again, super advanced redstone that's going to allow us to turn this light on and off. We have a map of the entire property, which, as you can see, looks really insane. And then, yeah, that's basically it for the first floor. Let's go up to the second floor, or the bedroom. The bedroom is kind of overlooking a area down here, which we were just at. And what's cool about this is that it's completely encased in glass. And, you know, that might be pretty interesting for a bedroom. On this end, we do have some storage. Nothing with redstone, but we do have a redstone dust like right over our head when we're sleeping, because we're constantly thinking about redstone and redstone, redstone, redstone. Alright, so now we're gonna go down to the basement level by flicking this lever to open up a hidden staircase. And there we go, guys. This is really cool. And one thing I do want to say as well is that I'm getting really low FPS because there's just so much redstone in this map. I can't even like comprehend it. Now, when you go down the staircase and go to the left, we have an area for our meat collection area. And this is basically where all of our meats are automatically dispensed to. So from our farms, the meats come right over here, as well as we do have an area for logs. I'm not really sure how these things work, to be honest, but I do know how this works. Basically, this is going to be a fridge, and we could choose any item that we want to be dispensed out of the fridge, and we could choose maybe some cooked pork chops, and then we click on this button, and it should dispense those pork chops for us in just a moment. While we're doing that, we could go into this chest, grab ourselves some glass bottles, come over here, and basically have the ability to pick up some water from that cauldron, and then the cauldron is automatically replaced and refilled. And yeah, so that's basically what that does. And then we come back over here and pick up our cooked pork chops. So hopefully you guys are following along what I just did. I basically got some food from my fridge, and then I showed off the infinite water cauldron thing over there. Now, another thing you could go ahead and take a look at using water is taking this water bucket and placing it down into this chest right over here. It should disappear and then dispense over here with a water bucket. But for some reason, it doesn't actually take the water. It just dispenses the regular bucket. But I think that's a little glitch in the map itself. But that's not a problem, considering this map has like 90 different redstone things. We could overlook that one very easily. Okay, so here we are on the opposite side of the hallway. We were just down there collecting some water, but on this side we have a ton of redstone, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. First things first, we have our brewing station. Essentially what we do is right click on this little arrow to choose what type of potion that we want, and then we hit this button right over here. It gets dispensed into our brewing station, and then the brewing station sends it to this chest, and we could grab our potions from this thing right over here. So that's basically how that works, guys. Now let's go ahead and take a look at these buttons on the wall. The first one is going to bring up an anvil from the ground right over here. So you could use that to go ahead and name your items, or just enchant it or whatever using a book. We could also get ourselves a portal, which is going to basically come out of the wall right over here. Pretty cool. And then next we have ourselves an enchantment area, which is going to come out of the ground right over here. And it's going to allow us to basically enchant up to the max levels. And then the next thing we're going to take a look at is our XP little area over here, which is basically going to spawn down a bunch of XP blocks, and then we can stand in the hole to gather all that XP, and then we get pushed back up to the top. And as you can see, it's a lot of freaking XP. Alright, so the final thing in this room is going to be our storage area, which has another enchantment area if you guys want that. And basically, it's just some double chests and whatnot, and you can store some other stuff in here if you want as well. Alright, so that is basically all the redstone down in this area, but that's not all, guys. We have a ton of stuff under the house, so let's go down these two separate elevators and take a look at what it has to offer. So first elevator, let's go ahead and hit that button, then come down here, and it should take us to a really nice area in the bottom. We have a fishing tank down here, and you can go ahead and hit this button on the wall to feed the fishes. This button doesn't do anything, it's just for decoration or whatever. And as you can see, we just fed our whatever guardian things over there. We fed them some steak, because I guess they like steak. And then over here we have a button that's going to allow us to open up a brand new section of the basement yet again. So here we have a horizontal elevator that's going to take us to our firework creation room. So let's stand in the middle, hit this button, and then we should get kind of pushed all the way down. And unfortunately, it didn't work out too well, but we don't have time to like like retry that, let's go ahead and just walk down and not be lazy. And here we are in our firework creation room. This is a really awesome place if you guys enjoy creating fireworks, but if you don't know how to create any fireworks, we do have the 2 steps that you need, and it's pretty simple, so let's go ahead and make our own. Alright, so what we do is basically flick one of these levers to choose the type of color that we want. So I'm going to choose lime, and then we can come over here and choose the height of the fireworks. I'm going to choose 2 by flicking on both of these levers. And then what I need to do now is choose the modifier, which is going to be my fire charge. And then the final modifier out of the glowstone and the diamond. I'm going to choose the diamond. And now we could go ahead and select either 1, 10, or 20 resources for fireworks. And since we're in creative mode, I'm just going to go ahead and choose 1. And eventually it will be dispensed down from that dropper and then fall down onto our crafting table, which we could then use to create our fireworks. Okay, so here's all my resources to create my fireworks. Let's go ahead and do that by basically going into our crafting table, placing a gunpowder at the bottom, the dye in the middle, as well as the fire charge on the top, and I believe a diamond in there. And then we could go ahead and make a trail lime, a large ball fireworks star. We place that in the middle, gunpowder at the bottom, and then we place the paper at the top to get our fireworks. So there we go, guys. We could go ahead and set this off and take a look at that, but in the future I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this, and we could go ahead and check out our firework launcher in part 2 of this video. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this floor by going back down here. And on this end, we have ourselves an exchanger area, which is basically going to allow us to exchange diamonds for emeralds. We basically put down 1 diamond in here, it takes it, and then gives us 10 emeralds for each diamond. And you guys probably know where this is going already. We're going to a villager trading station. Alright, so when you walk across here, you're going to cross a tripwire, which is going to open up a little fire pit to give us some lighting. And now what we could do is basically trade with some villagers. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that when you come over to either sides of this board and you choose what type of villager and what type of item that you want to trade, you essentially just hit on this button, and then they come out from the back, and then you need to hit on this button to send them back before you get another one, because you'll just mess up the entire system like I did before I started this video. So yeah, let's go ahead and call in a villager that trades possibly wheat or something like that. So let's go ahead and call him in. He's going to come back there from the minecart system, and then hopefully he's carrying the right item that we want to trade. And there we go. So now we could trade wheat for emeralds, or emeralds for bread. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves 20 bread or 14 bread using emeralds, and now he's out of bread, so we could go ahead and send him back. So that's essentially how it works, guys. We have about, I would say, 18, or what is this, 8 times 2, 16 different villagers that are going to basically come down to this area, because you could select like each individual one like so. And yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's just one little neat feature on the map, and I quite enjoy it. So that is basically going to be this area of our elevator completed. Let's go ahead and now go back down to the middle, and then click on this button to go back to the top. Now, what I mean that's only one area completed is because we have a completely other section of this house in our secondary main elevator, but it's the second one we're taking a look at. So anyways, here we have another elevator, and this is going to take us down to a much larger area of our basement, and this one's a bit more realistic, so let's go ahead and hit that button. It's going to take us down here, and I'm getting a lot of frame rate lag. I really apologize for that, guys, but yet again, a lot of redstones in this map, so I can't really help it. So here we are at our secure vault, which has 2 passcode inputs, one right over here and then one on the wall. The one on the wall is basically a block cycler that cycles through different color walls, and then when the blue one kind of lines up with the blue on the wall, that means you have the right passcode. Pretty simple to guess, but if you guys go ahead and spam the buttons over here and try to guess it, it does have a fail-safe mechanism built in, and it will break the entire system, allowing you to never open up that door again. Alright, so once you have this first inputs kind of entered into our passcode system, you want to come over here and enter the secondary passcode, which is a lot harder to guess. It's going to be 4, 2, 6, and 8, and then once you enter this passcode, it's going to open up the door and then light up this area in the ground. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Is it going to open up? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and try this again. 4, 2, 6, and 8, and then as you can see, once we're entering that passcode, it lights up all of the different lights or whatever, and for some reason that isn't working. Let's go ahead and try this button over here, and okay, So I guess after you enter the passcode, you need to go ahead and hit this button to open up the door. Or I think this is like a lock, because earlier I hit this button and it closed the door for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But anyways, like I was mentioning, we do have the lights kind of working in the floor now, which is going to give us a kind of directional path. Okay, so that is the door open. Pretty complicated system, even I couldn't figure it out. But once we enter over here, we have a fountain that's going to basically come from the ceiling and then open up at the exact right moment to give us a line of water. On the left hand side, we have a beacon that's going to give us a continuous enchantment, or what do you call this, potion effect on your body. And you could go ahead and choose the color of the wool that you want to add into the beacon. Hit this button and then activate it. So there we go. We have our blue, we have our purple, red, then we have orange, magenta, yellow, and green should be the last one. So there we go. I think it's a really cool and neat idea, because you just freaking right click on the arrow and the arrow chooses the color of the beacon. How cool is that? And then you can turn it on and off using this button right over here. But if you do have the color on, it will automatically turn it on. And then on this side we have our rainbow color, so let's go ahead and click on that and check this out. So this is basically going to cycle through multiple colors until it's essentially just a rainbow block. Alright, so there we go, guys. That is our rainbow beacon. Now let's go ahead and turn this system off and take a look at the rest of this area. Down here we have a really controversial armor equipment station, and I say that because in the safest Minecraft Redstone house, I made a cut like right as soon as I was going to put on my armor, and I made that cut because this thing was taking so long and I messed up my words. But I'm not gonna cut it right now, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the armor and then prove to you guys that this actually works. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that by choosing full purple armor. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And then we need to come over here, click on this button, and go into third person, and I will show you guys that this works. Here we go. We just wait for a couple seconds and we should get our full purple armor on our body. We're waiting, and there we go. So yes, I told you guys that it works. So many of you, like thousands of you, or at least hundreds of you, left comments saying that this is totally fake. I don't know why. It's just dispensers and redstone. I mean, it's pretty, you know, common in Minecraft. But anyways, on this side we have an ender pearl like dispenser thing that like rapidly fires out ender pearls for you guys. That's just one cool thing to add into the map. On this side we have an armor swapper, which is basically going to swap between 3 different armor stands. And then you can come on to this side if you want something more complex, which is yet again another like armor station. So this entire area is like filled with armor stands. And essentially what we do is choose which type of armor stand that we want. We have our diamond, gold, iron, chainmail, leather, as well as 2 enchantment ones. The water one is going to basically be our strength, and then the lava one is going to be fire protection. We essentially click on that button. It's going to cycle between all of the different armor stands that we want, and then it's going to pop it out for us to basically have. So we're going to wait on the lava fire resistant one to come out, and there we go. So diamond armor with basically fire resistance chest plate on it. So definitely pretty cool, guys. It has fire protection 4 or whatever. So it's very useful. Okay, so over here we have a tripwire, and essentially what happens when we cross the tripwire is that these lights basically go away. That's one thing I do want to mention. Then on this side we have our auto storage system, as well as 2 different areas in the map. So down here we have a crafting table. By clicking on that button, it's going to pop right out of the ground. And then over here we have yet again another section of the map, which is going to be really insane. So basically we hit this button over here, it opens up a secret area in the ground for our most valuable items. And this is basically going to allow us to point the redstone torches towards the chest. And then once we do that, we have our armor being dispensed into this chest, which is really cool, and it's a really neat security system. So once we go ahead and kind of move the redstone torch from pointing at the chest, as you can see, the items now disappear, and it's safe from any enemies that try to raid your base. Anyways, moving back to our item storage area, this basically takes any items from the wall that you can see right over here and automatically sorts it into a system that you can retrieve from later. So say for instance you want to go ahead and store some nether wart in our system over here. We basically go up to the input chest, add in our nether wart right over there. As you can see, it's automatically going to be this dispensed into the entire system, sorted, and then when we want to retrieve that, we basically go ahead and flick a lever. So let's go ahead and retrieve some glowstone, flick that lever, and then hit the output button, and then it should output some glowstone into the output chest. Alright, so any second now, we should go ahead and see that, and bam, there we go. So it outputs a full stack of any particular item that you want. So say for instance, you choose TNT, it's going to dispense the full stack of TNT. So there we go, guys. That's basically gonna wrap up part 1 of this video. That was only the house. Can you imagine the amount of redstone left in this map? We're gonna go ahead and take a look at that in a second part. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please take 1 second to smack the like button. One thing I do want to say is the map download will not be available, guys, until we hit 10,000 likes. Now the reason why we did that is going to be in the description box down below. A full explanation. Don't get mad at me, guys. It's a really good explanation. But yeah, after 10,000 likes, I will definitely release the map for you guys to enjoy, or after a month or so. That way you guys can, download it and have some fun as well. But yeah, leave a comment down below, and if you guys are at the end of the video and watching this right now, I want you guys to go down and type in hashtag greatest redstone house ever, because this is possibly one of the greatest ones, because it includes just so much and it's so cool as well. Anyways, guys, this was Twiistz, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.